Good morning, Honors Chem students. This is Mr. Keister with you again. This is the video for Thursday, September 3rd, 2020, our scheduled 11th day of school for the fall semester. Always keep in mind, though, that the dates could change for a variety of reasons, but regardless of that, the order of the lessons will remain the same. Okay, today I'm going to go over the review for Exam 1-1. Which is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow also happens to be our second e-learning day, so you will be taking a test at home via Canvas. This is something that you need to know how to do so that in case we go out for an extended period of time, if tests should happen during that time, you will already know how to handle that. So I'm going to go over that with you today. So let's take a look at the board behind me. So there weren't any papers to pick up today. Today is technically a work day in preparation for tomorrow's test. Your homework for today was to complete the particle diagrams assignment that we went over yesterday. Hang on to that. I'm not collecting it, but please make sure you check your answers. They're posted on the backboard as well as being posted in Canvas on my answer keys page. Make sure that you know how to do those diagrams correctly. Okay. Today, if you haven't already, you are to finish the Exam 1-1 review. As soon as you are finished with that, you may check your answers with me. All right, I need to see your paper first, however. Otherwise, I will post the key in Canvas tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., like I always do. However, you need to realize that if you want to check your work, you need to have that done by the time you leave class today, because you are going to be turning in that review to me electronically via Canvas. We're going to go over the instructions for that here in just a minute. Your next online homework assignment, Mastering Unit 1-1B Measurement, is due this coming Tuesday, September 8th. We are out of school Monday for Labor Day, but it is due Tuesday, September 8th by 7:30 a.m., so don't forget that. And again, Exam 1-1 is tomorrow in Canvas. During your e-learning day, you'll be studying your Unit 1-1 notes packet along with your review assignment and all the other assignments, labs, and activities that we completed during 1-1. Anything is fair game, all right, on that test. All right, so let's first look at the procedure for submitting your review in Canvas. Remember, that needs to be completed today by 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. Otherwise, it will be considered late. All right, let me pull that up on the board. So here's about halfway down my Canvas homepage. I haven't returned the screen yet, but I want you to see that, well, I will right here. Right here, how to submit work electronically. I'm going to click on that. Pull up that document just as you can at home. On one page here, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the lower half. If many or all of us are out of school, then I will have Canvas set up for you to submit your work to me through it, all right? So this is our first attempt at doing that, and so let's see how we are to do that. So you will log into Canvas, all right? Get to my home page. You will click the Assignments tab on the toolbar, all right? Select the assignment, which will be Exam 1-1 Review, all right? It'll be there. You will click on Submit Assignment, and then you will upload pictures of your completed assignment as a file. Please make sure that it is a PDF file, all right? Now, I will say this. I can also, after having gone through this before, I am also able to read a JPG file. My computer will open those as well. My preference is PDF, but if you, for some reason, can't do that, a JPG file I can also open. A lot of your iPhones automatically send in a file. I believe it's labeled HEIC. I repeat, I cannot open that. So if you send me that, it's like sending me nothing. All right? So PDF is my preference. JPG would also work. Okay? All right. So that is how you will send in your Exam 1-1 review to me today by 2:30 p.m. at the latest. All right? Okay. Now, here's a list of what you need to be prepared for tomorrow's exam. This list will also be posted in Canvas. All right? Branches of chemistry, steps in scientific method, and the definitions of hypothesis, theory, and law. It's all in your notes. All right? You need to know both pure substances, which includes elements or compounds, and mixtures, and know the difference between a homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Again, up here it says not only do you need to know the definitions, make sure you're able to cite examples of all of those things. So again, those are all in the notes. Physical and chemical changes, you need to know the difference there, examples of each. Physical and chemical properties, same thing. Extensive and intensive properties, make sure you know the difference between those two, and again, examples of each. Make sure you know how to record a measurement properly, whether it be an electronic device or especially if it's a manual device. Remember, on a manual device, you round based on the value of the smallest marking, and then of course you go one past that. Make sure you absolutely know that. Know how to record a measurement in either regular form or scientific notation. Be able to flip back and forth from both ways of recording number. Know how to convert a metric measurement. You must know the values of the metric prefixes and their placement on the metric line. I told you that before. You absolutely have to have that metric line memorized, not only for this test, but for every test here on out. All right? Every last one. We do measuring all the time, and it's going to be metric, and you're going to have to be able to convert. Okay? Make sure you know the 5 rules of significant figures. All right? Know how to round a calculation based on those rules. Remember, there are different rules for add or subtract as compared to multiply or divide. And also there's a rule if you have a situation where you are doing both types of calculations. All right? There's a rule for that as well. Be able to define the law of conservation of mass, as well as illustrating it with a particle diagram. All right? And both recognizing and drawing yourself different types of particle diagrams. So again, all of this comes from your notes, your assignments, all right, labs, and the lab activities we did in class, and of course, your review, which I give you a review before every test to kind of get your wheels in your mind thinking as to what kind of stuff is going to be on the exam. Okay? Now, as far as taking the exam tomorrow in Canvas, all right, let's talk about that a little bit. Now, these are not the actual instructions for your exam, but they're very similar to this. This is from an exam I gave last school year during quarter 4 when we were all out on e-learning, okay? And so these are very, very similar to the instructions that you'll see tomorrow. Choose the multiple choice. Choose the best answer to each of the following questions. For all questions that say show work, you must do so for credit. Show all of your work on a separate sheet of paper. So when you take your test at home, make sure that when you begin it, that you have paper, pencil, and calculator handy right next to you, ready to go. Don't be wasting any time gathering that stuff up after you've already opened the test, because it is timed, okay? Show all of your work on a separate sheet of paper, hopefully one sheet of paper, all right? The only reason I say that is that it will then limit the number of pictures you have to take of your work, all right? Clearly labeling the question number for each one you showed work for. Please put them in chronological order, all right? As always, show all equations, work, and label your answers correctly, rounded correctly as well. Okay, now here's the special note. When finished, take one picture of your work. One, all right? If you have multiple show work pages, lay them next to each other and take a single picture. Hopefully you have no more than 2 pages. I would make it a point to try and not do that. 1 page is preferred, all right? No more than 2, all right? And then in this particular test, you were to submit it on question 31. All right, now on the test you take tomorrow, that may not be the correct question number where you do that, but it will say which one it is. As either a PDF or a JPG file. Again, PDF is my preference, all right? JPG would be my second choice, but those are the only 2, all right? Those are the only 2. Finally, be aware that this exam is timed, all right? Once you begin, you will have 1 hour, and that is the way tomorrow's will be as well. You will have 1 hour to complete it before you are timed out. So keep track of the time. And that hour also includes submitting the picture of your show work pages, all right? And your exam must be completed and submitted by 2:30 p.m. In other words, by the end of the school day, meaning you cannot begin your test any later than 1:30 in the afternoon, because at 2:30 you're timed out, all right? The test is over regardless, all right? So again, be cognizant of the time and don't put it off to the last possible minute, all right? Here's another big one. I also expect that you will self-regulate regarding your honesty and integrity in taking this exam. That goes without saying. You are honors students, all right? And I expect you to act like honors students, okay? I don't tolerate that kind of thing, and believe me, when you get to college, that the stakes there are much, much higher, and the penalties much more severe. All right, they're bad enough here. They are really bad. Okay, so I know you're all honest people. That is my expectation. That is what I feel you already are going to do anyway. But it goes without saying. I gotta say it. All right, just gotta say it. So I think that's it. So you got a lot to do today, and you got a lot to prepare for tomorrow. So until next time, this is Mr. Keister signing off. Everybody stay safe, and I will catch you next time. So long, everybody.